Hello everyone, and welcome to this event in partnership with the Università degli Studi di Napoli, Federico II. My name is Stefania, and I will be moderating this webinar on behalf of Docsity. So I see here that our first participants have joined us, so a warm welcome to all of you. We're just going to wait a few minutes before we dive into our session to ensure that everyone has the chance to connect. In the meantime, please don't hesitate to say hi or introduce yourself in the chat here. Furthermore, we're curious to know where are you joining us from, so please take a moment to share your location in the chat. Thank you for being here, and we will start shortly. In the meantime, I wanted to inform you that we got a Q&A session just right after the presentation. So this is your chance to ask your questions to our panelists. So don't be shy, go ahead and type your questions and curiosities in the Q&A box. We will be thrilled to answer them. So if you're interested in receiving the certificate of attendance issued by Docsity, stay tuned because we will give you more information after this session. And now, talking about the lineup, in today's webinar, we will talk about why studying in Federico II University. And also, we will dive into the admission process and we will hear from students and researchers' testimonials coming from different fields like medicine, volcanology, chemical science, and electrical engineering. So as you can see, I will not be alone. Here with me, there is a rich panel of professors and students. So thanks again to being part of this event, and thanks to all of you. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome, Professor Costantino, Delegate for Erasmus Project. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Stefania, for introducing me. And now I will share my screen just to give some information to the students. So, is okay? So, welcome in the University of Naples, and on behalf of our rector, and also from all the community in the University of Naples, Federico II, I am very pleased to welcome you all and to this virtual tour, this virtual event, thought to give you basic information on the University of Naples, University of Napoli, Federico II, that we call UNINA. So start to learn this word, UNINA. And so actually what we are and what we do in terms of courses, educational activities, but also research and training and social and cultural activities. UNINA is our university has been founded 1800 years ago. As you can see here in the slide, we are doing our most important birthday, 800 years, and this is the year 2024 of celebrating this important birthday with many social and cultural activity also involving our international student. And the university is one of the largest university in the world, having more than 8,000 students and almost 6,000 among professors and staff. We have 26 departments where you can find the proper courses for you, and 143 bachelor degrees, 76 master, and 42 research activity centers. And the university is in close contact with the city. So as you can see from the slide, our buildings are spread out in the city of Naples. And also our building includes some very important museums of the city, such as the Paleontological Museum and the Royal Botanical Garden that you can see here in the picture in the slide, where you will enjoy your relax in the shade of centuries-old trees of rare, beautiful. And you can see here some of our classes, our course taught in English, even if we have to say that most of our courses are taught in Italian. And we think we have an international vocation. So we have a website dedicated to international students, international professors and researchers. So here the address, please take a note. And you will find here all the practical information about the relevant activities and whatever you need for living in Naples and to all practical information that will also be done in this webinar, but also are here for your enrollment in our university. This virtual tour, this virtual meeting is your first chance to meet students, staff, and professors of our university. So take this chance and try to learn how to be enrolled and how to leave our university here in Naples. But to fully experience a new city, a new place, a new country, I think it's also always very important to be able to communicate each other, to know a little bit of the language and a little bit of the history. Just to know people, just to share ideas, to have novel friends, and to be able to say how to ask a coffee or how to ask a pizza, our traditional food. For this reason, UNINA, our university, is proud to offer Italian language classes for international, dedicated to international students, included in the fee. I mean, they are completely free of charge. And for more information about our international language classes, please visit the website of the CLA, the Linguistic Language Center. But the CLA is not only language, it's not only Italian language courses, it's also CLA is used to promote interculturality throughout events, meetings, films, tour in the city, and much more. So feel free to visit this web, and this will be your way to be part of our international community. So that's all from my side. So welcome in Naples, welcome from the University Federico II. We say the welcome, benvenuti. So this is your first word in Italian. So benvenuti in the University Federico II of Naples. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Costantino. And now it's the time of Professor Bruno Siciliano, Department of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology, Coordinator of Prisma Lab. I will share our video now, and then it will be the time for the professor.
Welcome to Napoli, a city well known for its rich history, art, culture, architecture, music, and gastronomy. Let me take you on a virtual tour to MAN, the National Archaeological Museum of Naples. And this is one of the masterpieces of the museum, the Farnese Hercules. This massive marble statue depicts a muscular Hercules leaning on his club. He's just performed one of the last of the 12 labors, which is suggested by the apples of the Hesperides he holds behind his back. So this is a ball, like one of Hercules' apples, and I'm going to place the ball at the tip of a slender stick. And I'm trying to hold the stick from the bottom by achieving a sort of dynamic balance. That's quite tough. And this is beyond the capabilities of an average human. Only a juggler can succeed in performing this task. Maybe a robot manipulator can likewise perform this task. To successfully perform this kind of advanced manipulation task, we need sensory motor skills beyond those of the humans. So I'm going to take you to virtually on a tour in Prisma Lab at Università of Naples Federico II. My student has just released the stick, and the robot is successful in holding the stick from the bottom and stabilizing this dynamically.
Okay, so Bruno, you can go on.
Yes, I'm trying to just let me share the screen.
Stefania has some problem with the screen, so
Yeah,
trying to do her job.
just a second. Okay, now it seems that share. Okay, yes. let me move this. Okay, I think, do you see my screen?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So a very good afternoon to potential students of our University of Naples, Federico II. I'm connected from Las Vegas, Nevada. I visit the Drones and Autonomous Systems Lab at University of Nevada, Las Vegas yesterday. This was a picture from yesterday with Hubo. Hubo was the humanoid, which was a joint project between US and Korea, and they won the DARPA Robotics Challenge in 2015. So as the video show, we're working in robotics, and robotics is one of the emerging technologies because it will allow in the future to have intelligent machines to assist humans in a number of tasks. So as you saw in the video, we are at Prisma Lab in the Department of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology. And this is one of the largest departments in engineering. But let me just go to the, what we've been doing so that you get a sort of idea of what we do in our department, in our robotics lab. This is my research team. As you see, they're having quite a bit of fun. We're currently in the team. We have 3 full professors, 3 associate professors, and 2 assistant professors. We have 4 postdocs, 11 PhD students, and 9 support staff. And I want to spend a word on the fact that we're very international in the sense that, for instance, I got an advanced grant from the European Research Council from 2013 to 2019. And during those 6 years, I hired postdocs and PhD students from 4 different continents. Because robotics is one field which is very interdisciplinary. So you need skills coming from different areas: mechanics, electronics, electrical, computer sensing, and last but not least, of course, AI. And to perform research at the top level, as we've been doing in the last 35 years, we can count on a substantial financial support. My team is able to raise about 1.4 million euro a year from competitive research projects, mostly from Brussels, from the European Union. And you have to realize that competition is very tight, because normally when research proposals are submitted, less than 5% of the proposals are accepted. So this is to give you an idea of how competitive it is to perform research at the forefront of technology. And we have collaboration with more than 150 foreign institutions and companies. Since 8 years, we've also been active in a sort of joint venture between the School of Engineering and the School of Medicine. I'm speaking about the Icarus Center. The Icarus Center is one of the centers that Valeria kindly mentioned. It's an interdepartmental center involving 2 departments from the School of Engineering, 2 departments from the School of Medicine, and another department, which is the Department of Physics, which also is in the same School of Polytechnic. We call it Polytechnic School, which includes engineering and physics. And the goal of the Icarus Center is to develop technology for robotics technology for surgery. And we are one of the pilot platforms for the degli. Degli, you probably heard, is the current state of the art for robotic surgery. And we belong to a community of 35 labs around the world. We are one of the 5 selected labs for Italy, in which we test new control techniques on a sort of, let's say, pilot system, which corresponds to the one which is actually used in the operating room. So this is to tell you that there is a strong contamination between research carried out in engineering and applications, in this case, for medicine. So this is our research agenda. We are active in 6 main fields. Those are ordered here alphabetically. So, but just to give you an idea of how broad, just as like technology, and how many fields are going to be involved and impacted by technology. So we're active in aerorobotics. Why is aerorobotics? Normally, you are familiar with drones. Drones are also used commercially as devices to inspect. So it's a sort of flying eye. But the challenge when we speak of robotics is to have not only a flying eye, but also a flying hand. And I'm speaking about inspection and maintenance of infrastructures Like, think about the tragedy of Morandi Bridge that fell out in Genoa 6 years ago because of lack of systematic inspection and maintenance. And this is the case also of inspection and maintenance of industrial plants, where the human labor is both very expensive and also is risky. You know, it's a sort of hostile environment. The other area is AI and cognitive robotics. And this is the area where we want to develop intelligent machines, intelligent robots, which would use all the learning and big data capabilities of AI. The third area is dynamic and legged robots. I'm sure you have seen some of the acrobatic videos by Boston Dynamics. By the way, one of my former students is now the CTO at Boston Dynamics, working on the Stretch, which is a mobile manipulator platform. So this is the idea to develop some systems which could exploit all the capabilities of the artificial limbs, like legs, arms, and so forth. And as you can realize, you know, it's quite a challenge to develop this kind of system. The fourth area is human-robot interaction. Why is it so important? Because if you think about robot, the robot was introduced in the 60s to replace the human work. But the new challenge, indeed, is to have a sort of robot companion, a sort of robot assistant, which can share the task, the mission, the application along with the humans. So we're looking at this kind of application. And of course, you know, manufacturing is the traditional field. It's the biggest market for robots. So, you know, just we have been developing industrial robots since the very beginning of our activities, that dating back to 35 years ago. And last but not least, medical robotics, as I mentioned, which includes both the surgical field, as I show in the previous slide, and the rehabilitation field. And when we speak about rehabilitation, we think about, for instance, prosthetics like artificial limbs, but think also about wearable robots like exoskeletons. Why the exoskeletons were introduced for therapeutic reasons to assist impaired people hit by stroke, or people confined to in their life to a wheelchair, to just walk and have a source of sensory motor behavior similar to that of normal people. Now, the challenge is that the exoskeleton has become already a commercial device, which can be worn not only by the people who need some sort of physical assistance, but also by normal workers. Think about maybe a clerk in a retail store, or think about the logistics, like, for instance, Amazon. So if you wear this passive exoskeleton, you can have a reduction of the effort on the skeleton, on the column, and this reduces the occurrence of musculoskeletal diseases. So this is, and now costs less than 5,000 euros. So we're not yet at the level of this kind of device, like a smartphone, but we're getting close. A final slide is about our department. I mean, this really, completes, just integrates with the data that was shown by Valeria earlier. So we are, there's a program in Italy which is called Department of Excellence, and this really awards the 180 best departments in the public university system. And this year, when I say, well, of course we are February 2024, but just academically, the year started in October 2023. Just as like we were selected again by the ministry for this Department of Excellence. And actually this year has been a fantastic year for Napoli. I'm speaking about 2023. Not only did we become a champion for the football Serie A, but also the university was awarded with 12 departments belonging to the Department of Excellence. So we are second in the country only to the State University of Milan, and we are the largest university we are the top university with the largest number of departments of excellence. So we have 18 different scientific sectors. For instance, I'm a professor of Automatica, which is like control, and there are professors of computers, science, computer engineering, electronics, bioengineering, and so forth. And we are the largest engineering department in the school, and we have more than 200 professors and researchers and 50 administrative and technical staff. We have 8 study courses and a population of about 6,000 students out of I think the current population of Federico II is about 80,000 students, which means that 7-8% of the total student, 7.5% of the total student population study in a course in our department. someone was asking in the chat about PhD programs. We have 2 research doctorates, one in IT and I believe information technology and electrical engineering, and the other one is the new doctorate in ICT for health, because of this successful joint venture between engineering and medicine. We currently have 80 PhD students, 120 postdocs and research fellows, and 50 plus laboratories. And in terms of the research projects and patents, we are among the top departments in the university. We're also, last but not least, the picture you see in my background is the new site, is the new venue for engineering, where if you enroll to University of Naples, probably you have the option to take the first 2 years either there in the San Giovanni complex or by the stadium. Just like I say by the stadium because my 2 big passions as my mates and my pals are like football and robotics in any order. So in San Giovanni, we have 5 academies, and probably the most known one is the so-called Apple Developer Academy, which was the only academy that Apple opened in our country. But also we have the Cisco Academy, we have the Cybersecurity, we have the Digital Academy by Deloitte, and also last but not least, the 5G Academy with the TIM. TIM is the National Broadcasting Company. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Professor Siciliano. And now it's the turn of Professor Davide Marocco, Internalizations Committee.
Hello to everyone. I just, we will do a step back a little bit. I thanks a lot my colleagues Valentina and Bruno. They already gave a very interesting view of the whole university. I will now share a few slides on my side. And I think it's, we will do a step back because now we will see briefly some more general opportunities that we have at the university level. And of course, we had a great introduction already from Professor Bruno Siciliano about the engineering aspects that are extremely important. And this is just to give you the flavor of the level of internationalization that we have at the university. This is me, by the way, as Davide Marocco. I'm with the Internationalization Committee at the university. This is my email, just in case you need some of you would like some more information. And I'd like to give you a brief overview of some of the opportunities and the courses and the way in which the internationalization is played at the university. So I saw some question already in the question and answer, so it is possible that some of the question will be already answered. The university is very open international-wise, so we have lots of agreements with many other universities around the world. We have over 2,000 agreements at the moment. Some are more active, some less, of course. But what is interesting is that for all these agreements, there are some scholarship that the university provides in order to keep going all the international interest of our students and of the faculties, of course. Now I'm talking specifically about the students. So there are scholarships, for example, for the international mobility. There can be like short mobility, a bit longer mobility. There are different measures that are available throughout the years. There are scholarships for the final year projects, so something that can be done in collaboration with other universities, with professors with other universities in other countries. So to do the final year projects in collaboration with some other university that you may feel interesting for your area of studies. There are scholarships specifically dedicated to support international students. I've seen some question about this. The biggest, the most important was something called Study in Naples, but this has to be confirmed yet for this year. unfortunately. This is provided by a private company, but there are also few international, let's say, some few private entities that supports the international students at the university. But I think the most interesting elements that the university puts on the plate, let's say, to support the international students is the fee waiver policy. So basically, international students, this will, I think you will see this in other slides from other colleagues. The university thinks that it's so important to get international students for us as a university, and to give also to our students the possibility to live in a more international environment, the possibility to international students to enroll without paying any fee. And I think this is a very interesting opportunities, and this gives the possibility to foreign students, to international students, as you are, to enroll to all our courses. Of course, as my colleague Valeria said, the majority of our courses are in Italian, but there are also many courses taught in English. Here you will see our courses in English. It's actually quite small, but they cover a very broad range of areas, going from food to biotechnology, engineering, marine biology, data science. And a very interesting opportunity is also that we have a course in medicine and surgery that is taught in English. This is sometimes rare in the Italian panorama. And another interesting opportunities that you may have is also to enroll in double degrees. Some are those of the double degrees, not all of the double degrees, but just to let you know that the double degrees is a very interesting way of following or doing the university, basically, because it gives you the possibility to study in Italy, so through the University of Naples, but also to do some of your studies in another universities in different areas, different countries, and you will have the possibility to get the double degrees, so the degree from the University of Naples and also from the university that is connected, let's say, with the University of Naples. So this gives you the opportunity to study once, let's say, and get two, which are the 2 degrees for the 2 universities for which the university is in partnership. Those, as I say, that's only few of the degrees that we can offer. And if you want more information, my colleagues already said, Valeria, there is the website www.international.unina.ue, and there you will find all the information about the bachelor degrees, about the master degrees, the double degrees, and also, as also Professor Bruno Siciliano mentioned, the PhD opportunities. This is also very interesting because in order to favor internationalization of the PhD courses, usually the university has a certain number of scholarship, PhD bursaries, specifically dedicated to international students. And this is a great opportunity, I think, also to experience the great possibility that we can offer in terms of research, of course, and more general education and academic education. I will be happy to give you more information if you need, and enjoy the rest of the webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Marocco. And now it's the time for Professor Federica Visconti, Department of Architecture.
Okay, I cannot share the screen if the previous it is there is the
Davide, could you please
No, we have the screen shared by
David,
previous.
yes. Yeah. David, I called you
Okay, now
Okay.
I can do it. Now I can do it. Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Federica Visconti. I'm a professor of architectural design in the Department of Architecture of the Federico II University. In my department, we have 8 study courses in architecture, urban planning, industrial design, and 2 PhD programs. But this evening, I'm here to talk about a special experience, I think an amazing experience I did in the last year in the framework of the Erasmus Plus program. And the experience is a BIP. BIP is an acronym that means Blended Intensive Program. And it is a new action of Erasmus program that combine a compulsory virtual component and a short intensive physical component. In order to organize a blended intensive program, you need to apply with a project, and I immediately thought of Pompeii, because Pompeii, as you probably know, is one of the most important archaeological sites all around the world, under the UNESCO World Heritage List. And in 2023, Pompeii hosted 4 million of visitors. So I built this program with many international partners that you can see in this slide. 3 universities from Germany, 1 university from Netherlands, and 1 university from Austria. The student applied the virtual component following on internet lectures, seminars, and developing small exercises. But when they arrived physically in Naples, they had the opportunity to visit very special places, as you can see in this slide, obviously the archaeological site of Pompeii, but also our buildings that are in the heart of the historical city center. Obviously, it was an experience of architectural design. Here you can see students and professors from the 5 foreign universities, but they had to work on architectural design for the south boundary of Pompeii. That is a special place where the archaeological city touches the contemporary city, and where all the system of the entrances to the archaeological area are. So here you can see only some drawings produced by the students in mixed group under the supervision of the professor in 10 days in Naples. But obviously, this experience was not only an experience of study, but also an experience of life. Here you can see the students eating together, and you can see the students along a staircase of one of the most beautiful palazzo in the historical city center of Naples. They have this experience only for 10 days. I hope we will be able to welcome some of you in Naples for a longer period of study in our university, Federico II. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Visconti. And now it's the turn of Cristiano Preiner, University Officer for Federico II, that will talk about admissions.
Hi, thank you for your introduction, Stefania. This is Cristiano. I work for the Università team, which is a team dealing with the admission procedure of international students of our university. Let me share my screen. I'll give you. Okay. I hope you can catch my screen. Okay. So to begin with, just try to ask yourself a couple of questions. Do I need a visa? Or am I a EU student or EU equivalent student? Or am I a non-EU student residing abroad? Who are exactly EU student or EU equivalent student? They are European citizens or non-European citizens with a stable residence in Italy or in another EU country. For those, there is no need of visa, and you can enroll directly to the university in Naples. If you are a non-EU student residing abroad, you are a non-EU citizen residing outside an EU country. In this case, you necessarily need a visa, so you must pre-enroll first on Università website, and then you will pre-enroll only after you will enroll directly to the university. So it's a mandatory step, the pre-enrollment on Università website if you need a visa. Before you enroll and before you pre-enroll, make sure you have chose the right program, the right course of study. So visiting the relevant department website or program website in order to verify the entry requirements. If the program or the course is a national fixed quota or a local fixed quota, there are national or local restricted courses. And if there is an entry test or admission interview or any other particular requirements you have to comply with. The two mandatory requirements, you will find two mandatory requirements specifically in two cases. For programs taught in Italian, the B2 level certification in Italian is mandatory, or otherwise you will attend a remote assessment or a remote interview organized by the course coordinator. The second requirements, the second mandatory requirements, is for the prospective student for second cycle and the master degree programs. That is the pre-acceptance letter issued by the course coordinator. Which are the documents you need for the pre-enrollment phase and for the enrollment phase? For the pre-enrollment, that we remember is only for prospective students that need visa, and this is a procedure that you will perform only on Università website. You will need for prospective students to bachelor degree or first cycle degree only passport, the transcript of the final year, the high school diploma if already available. In case of second cycle or master degree prospective students, you even need additional documents, that is the transcript of records with a detailed description of the courses attended and exams passed to obtain the final degree. The final degree certificate, of course, additional qualifications like language certificates, motivation letter, any kind of letter of recommendation. The pre-acceptance letter is warmly recommended in this phase in order to speed up the pre-enrollment procedure. The declaration of value released by the Italian local authorities, such as the embassies or general consulates, or CIMEA statements of comparability and verifications are optional but not recommended in this stage. Then, for all, once in Naples, the documents required for the enrollment stage are for a first cycle perspective student or bachelor degree, the identity card, the passport photo, visa and permit of stay, of course, mandatory for non-EU students residing abroad. The declaration of value or CMEA statement of comparability and verification in this stage is mandatory in order to enroll you. If you are a new student, the diploma supplement will suffice. In addition to these documents, for second cycle and master degree, the documents are basically the same you already uploaded during the pre-enrollment phase. So there is the transcript of records with the detailed description of the courses, the detailed description on the course of the programs taken in your country, and the final degree certificate. If you have any doubt about your status, you can find additional info on the Visa for Italy website. That is the website managed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs in order to know if you need a visa or not. Then visit, of course, our international.unina.it. Under the admission regulations, you will find additional info and you will find our contacts. So you can feel free to contact us to our personal email addresses. Okay? So see you soon in Napoli.
Thank you so much, Cristiano. And now it's the turn of students and researcher testimonials that will talk about how it's like to studying in Naples. So we will hear from Fatima, Giacomo, Lucas, and Michael. So Fatima, a student in medicine and surgery, it's your turn.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm honored to have the opportunity to share my journey and experiences here at University of Federico II. I'm Fatima Mahdior, originally from Afghanistan. My passion for medicine and surgery has been a driving force since my school days. The dream of becoming a heart surgeon fueled my determination through years of hard work. In 2018, I commenced my studies in medicine and surgery at Kabul Medical University, and it was the first of making true my dreams. However, as fate would have it, the political crisis in Afghanistan in August 2021 forced me to leave my beloved country behind when I was a third-year student of medicine and surgery. Arriving in Italy, I found myself grappling with the daunting prospect of losing my dream forever. But amidst of uncertainty, a lot of hope emerged when I got the opportunity to sit for the entrance exams at the University of Federico II. This university not only welcomed me, but also reignited the flame of my aspiration. Here at the Federico II, I can say that dreams are nurtured and brought to life. Federico II is not just a place to study, it is a vibrant hub of knowledge and culture that's bustling with the diversity from around the globe. The championship among the students, regardless nationalities, foster an enriching learning environment where we can exchange ideas and experiences, broadening our perspective beyond the confines of our individual backgrounds. Beside the University of Federico II, I have to say about the city too. Naples is a place where history and beauty converge. Naples offers a treasure trove of the architectural marvels and historical sites to explore, enriching our cultural experiences outside of the academic place. And let's not forget the soothing embrace of the sea, where we can find a moment of quiet reflection by the shore. I have to conclude my journey from Afghanistan to Italy, from Kabul to Naples, has been one of the resilience, perseverance, and hope. that Federico II has not only provided with me the opportunity to pursue my dreams, but has also become a home away from home, a place where dreams flourish and find new life. I'm immensely grateful for the unwavering support and warmth I have received from this university and city of Naples. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fatima, for your testimony. And now it's the turn of Giacomo, student in volcanology.
Hi everyone, I'm Giacomo. I'm studying volcanology here in Naples. Before this, I studied environmental sciences in Padova, northern Italy, where I'm from. I will share now some pictures from Naples and some field trips that we did during the course. Okay, so here there are a couple of pictures on the sides that I took in Naples. On the left, it's a picture of Naples during a day that the Napoli football team was playing. So there are all the light blue decorations put between the buildings. And on the right, there is a beautiful sunset that I took at the Royal Botanical Garden that I really suggest you to visit if you come to Naples, because it's beautiful. Then in the center, there is obviously a picture of Vesuvius. Studying volcanology here in Naples is beautiful also because the master degrees is completely focused in volcanology, differently from other universities around Europe. Here are a couple of pictures that I took during field trips. On the left, we were at Villa Regina, close to Naples. And on the right is a picture I took in Procida, where we did a 3-day field trips at the end of our courses of this semester. Lastly, there is this picture of all the students of my year. Here we are at the Phlegraean fields. We went there with the researchers of the Vesuvian Observatory to learn how to get gas samples from the fumaroles. And in the back you can also see some researchers that are working on the sensors of the station that is set up there at the Phlegraean fields. Studying in Naples is really a beautiful experience because the city is beautiful, the food is really good, and also the people are really nice and helpful. I really suggest you to come to Naples.
Thank you so much, Giacomo, for sharing this. And now it's the time of Lucas, chemical science student.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lucas. I'm a student in the Department of Chemical Sciences here at Federico II. Apologies for my connection and my screen turning on and off, but I think we should be good for the next couple of minutes. So I am originally from the United States of America. I grew up near the city of Boston, and then I attended university in a state called Maine to the north. And there I studied biochemistry. I also studied Italian, and I had the opportunity to study antibiotic resistance in bacteria. Specifically, carbohydrate chemistry was my field of study. And following that, I wanted to continue both my studies in biochemistry, and my studies in Italian. And that brought me to Naples to a lab group here for a year on a fellowship through the United States government. And I continued that field of study. I'm still in the Department of Chemical Sciences. I'm still focused on carbohydrate chemistry, but the direction of the lab is slightly different. And so I have the opportunity to learn a lot of new skills that I would not otherwise have had the opportunity to learn. not least of which the experience of being in a completely new city, which has been fascinating and incredible and has taught me a lot about myself and the people around me. And I would highly recommend it to anyone considering going abroad for study, and specifically the city of Naples. I think we were asked briefly just to say a couple of our highlights of living in the city. And one that I will share is the weather. I come from a pretty cold place, and people say that it's really hot here, and maybe it is during the summer, but for pretty much the entirety of the academic year that I've been here, it's been perfect weather. I've gone swimming. It's sunny. I love leaving work and it's warm out and I don't need a coat. And so I really enjoyed my time outside of the university as well as inside of it. Something that surprised me about being here is the access to international students. One of the reasons I chose Naples was because I wanted a very Italian experience and I wanted Italian exposure. And I've really gotten that for sure. But I've also had a lot of opportunity to interact with international students and make a lot of connections. And as someone from the United States, that is not always the easiest thing to do. And so I've been really grateful for that. And generally, I'm happy to answer any questions about my experience here. And as everyone else has said, it's a great city. And specifically, this is a great university.
Thank you so much, Lucas. And now it's the turn of Michael, electrical engineering and information technology student.
Yes, thank you. And thanks for all who joined. My name is Michael Sommerling, and I'm also from the United States. Hi, Lucas. And I'm from New Jersey. In the United States, I studied computer engineering at the school named Villanova. And right now I'm in Naples as a visiting researcher through a Fulbright scholarship. And I have to say, my experience in Naples has been extremely positive and enriching. And I have a couple of photos that hopefully I can show just to talk a little bit about it. This is my lab. It's named the Laboratory of Augmented Reality for Health Monitoring. And it's a really cool group that I've been working with. The projects span from artificial intelligence to virtual reality, and even some collaborations in particle physics. So this University of Naples is really top level research going on. So it's been super enriching for me. My project is related to something called brain-computer interfaces. So this is taking brain signals and turning them into information. So there's me on the right getting set up to have my brain scanned. But outside of academics, as noted, Naples is beautiful. There is so much history. There's a fantastic soccer team, a football team, and just a couple snapshots of friends and colleagues in different parts of the city. But my favorite part, of course, is the food. There's a lot of great food here. And if there's one thing I would recommend is coming to Naples, you will have lots of great meals and share them with a lot of great people. And yeah, if you have any questions about Naples or any doubts, feel free to reach out.
Thank you so much, Michael, and thanks again to everyone. Now I will go with few questions that are really interesting. So the first one is when we can apply for 2024-25.
Yes, can I reply, Stefania?
Sure.
This is an important thing. So the enrollment will start in the middle of July. We don't know the exact date yet, but you will know. We will publish on UNINA, the Federico II portal, the exact date, but approximately from the middle of July for the first and for the second cycle degrees. For the second cycle degree, or master degree, the enrollment will the deadline is the following March. For the first cycle degree is in December, so this is the only difference. Okay, and another important thing is about the pre-enrollment procedure for those who need visa. The pre-enrollment procedure that is mandatory for prospective students needing visa is approximately late in March. So we'll start in March and we'll end for our institution approximately at the end of June. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Cristiano. And another question is, do you require to provide an English proficiency test like IELTS, TOEFL?
This depends on the course you wish to apply. In January, if the class is in Italian, of course, we do not require the English proficiency. But if the class is in English and there is a list of the English taught classes on the website at international.unina.it, of course, you need to provide your knowledge of English.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Professor Costantino. And they are also asking if you offer full funded tuition fee programs, and also how much does it cost to study in Naples per year?
As far as the tuition fee is concerned, for non-EU student, for extra EU student, are completely free of charge. So they will pay only 16 euros stamp, that is compulsory, 140 euro for the, but it's a regional tax. But to Federico II, the tuition fee is completely free of charge for each academic year. For EU students, there is a fixed quota that is 200 euro, and together with the of course with the regional tax, there is a fixed amount, and this is always 140 euro for EU students and for extra EU students.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, if I can add something, sorry, just to maybe clarify, I think there are lots of questions about scholarships. The scholarships sometimes includes the tuition fees and also maybe something else, right? So the tuition fees, as far as the tuition fees is concerned, it's free, right, for the non-EU students, right? So there is no scholarship, but there is no tuition fee, right? And there are also some scholarship that give some funding to help the students to pay their living cost, right? So I think this should be clarified because I've seen a lot of questions about this, right? So the tuition is free for non-EU students. So it is true that there is no scholarship, so you cannot apply to any scholarship, but because it's free, right? So the scholarship only helps students for the living cost. And in that case, we have some opportunities that, of course, covers some, in a limited way, the cost, the living cost.
There are also many questions on a PhD. So in Italy, we have a selected number of PhD position, and you have to apply in a public call. And I put on the chat the address for the information about all the information about the PhD classes available. And you will find here also the date for the call. That is not usually, it comes on the mid-August. And in this case, you will get a kind of a scholarship that will cover either the tuition fee and either partially your expenses of living here in Naples. But Naples actually is not a very expensive city. You maybe the international student can give more information than me, but it's about 500 euros for a room in a shared apartment, using, of course, bathroom and kitchen. And the food is not really a problem. You can also eat with the 2 or 3 euros for a lunch. It's not bad. It's very good. And so I would say that it's a kind of 10,000 euros a year, more or less, to cover your living costs here in Naples. Maybe student Lucas, you wish to add something about this?
Sure. Yeah, I can speak to that. I would say that's about right for accommodation, depending on what neighborhood of the city you live in. Some are more expensive than others, but that's a good estimation. And in terms of meals, yes. Something that is not the case where I come from is that it is really not comparable to go out for a meal versus to buy groceries. But here, it's reasonable to go out to eat. I eat a lot of pizza. Michael can also attest to that. We've had many pizzas together. And it's never too expensive. And so that's something I've really appreciated. Yeah. And experiences in general, and access to other places, the metro, etc. It's not too expensive.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. I'm sure that this is really interesting for our students. So we got a lot of questions, and now I will share with you a link in the chat where you can find more information about the university. And also I will share super quickly my screen with you so you can see this website. So this is the website for international students. So here you can see a lot of information, and also they got frequently asked questions sections that you can see, and you can contact directly the university here in the page. So if you have more questions, please feel free to just pop up an email to the university, because unfortunately now we ran out of time. So it was a pleasure for me to host this webinar. It was really nice to be with you today. And thanks again to our panelists to be with us today. And thanks to everyone to have joined us, to have been so curious and responsive with your questions. So I hope you learned a lot and that this webinar helped you to discover more about Federico II University and Naples. So I'd like to remind you that you can contact also the panelists and the university via the link that I share with you in the chat. And if you are interested in receiving our certificate of attendance, you have just to click in the link that I share right now in the chat. And we will share the recording with you in the following days, so please keep an eye on your email. And thanks again, everyone. I hope to see you again in the next webinar in partnership with Federico II University. It was a pleasure for me. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
To all.
Bye.
Thank you all. We're waiting for you.
Bye.